Hello and welcome to Craftastrophe, and we will be doing a project today. And right here I have a wood birdhouse to create into a beautiful thing. So on the tag thing here on the bottom it says not for outdoor use, so this will be strictly for indoor decoration. So you can always probably find some that can be outdoors, but this one itself is an indoor one. So I will put it with my collections of all my crafts that I do. So here we have a wood framed birdhouse, and the birdhouse was pre-made. I did not make this, but you can get these at the craft stores, and then you can get all sorts of colored paint. So here I have like a dark pinkish reddish colored ink, and then here I have a blue colored paint. So I will be doing different stuff with these, and then I also have some pastel colors which I might get creative and do some flowers or some kind of design on them. We'll figure out how it goes. So you can pretty much do any color, any design, whatever you want on it. And then I have this little plate thing, and so you can put your different colors in here. And then I also have these different brushes. So there's a sponge. Sponges are cool. You can go doop 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 doop. So we'll get into that later. And then there's little brushes for fine detail, and then there's like little stamping brushes, so if you wanted to do like little polka dots or something cool on there, you can do that with that. And then this brush will probably be the main one that we'll be brushing the paint on with. So that is the beginning of how to make a birdhouse with paint and decorations. So first off, you'll want to get the table or whatever you're using. You want to put some newspaper or something that you can throw away later in case you get paint dripped on it. And then you also want to wear a shirt that doesn't matter to you, or something that you use for like house painting or whatever. And then that way you don't get your nice clothes all messed up. Okay, so step 2, after you have everything all organized and situated here, you're going to take your brush and you're going to use the paint and start painting wherever you want to paint on here. So in this case, I'm going to do the front area with the burgundy colored paint. It's all painted up here. Make it all beautiful. You don't have to worry about the edges so much because you can touch those up with those little brushes later. So you want to get the main part all painted. Don't forget the little knobby thing. It needs to be painted too. Okay, and then you see these little spots here that need paint, but you can get to that later when you touch it up. And the bottom part there, I will probably use a smaller brush so that it doesn't get all messed up and messy there. And it looks like we may have to do a second coat later on. So that's always a possibility. This project does take a little bit longer, so just bear with me. So we got one side done, and so we're going to do the other sides. So we have that one all done, and then we'll have that side done and that side done. So for now, I'm just gonna work on this front side, get some details done, and make sure that the paint is all even. Keep it from streaking, although it looks like with the grain of the wood, it might streak a little bit, but that'll just give it some character. Okay, so we focus on this front side here. Got the majority of that done, so now we're gonna grab the smaller brush, dab it with some paint, and then do some finalizing right in that edge right there. Just like that. And then probably go back up to the top area and brush it out later. So here is the beginning of a bird feeder. And let's see here. I also suggest, instead of just having one brush in front of you, to have multiple brushes, especially if you're doing different colors. So then you can let that one dry, the one that you did already, and then you can work on the other colors. and then go back and forth if you need to. Okay, so I have my second brush here, and I can put my blue stuff in one of these little holes. Okay, get my blue out there and close that up just in case we knock anything over. You don't want to do that. Dab some of that on there, and then now we're gonna make the ceiling part here. So we're just doing nice little brush strokes, downward brush strokes, and do that there. Make it pretty. And go all the way around the other side. Okay, now do this side here. So you can either do one color all together at one time, or you can do multiple colors like I'm doing here. I'm just doing multiple colors for the sake of time. And it looks like the top part is probably going to need a second coat also. So once that dries, after a while, I think on here it says that it takes about 15 minutes to dry. So once that's dry, we can do a second coat if we need to. So now I'll do the other side on the top here, just like I did the other ones. Make the grain go about the same direction. Just keep it all nice and even there. Oh, it's looking like a house already. When you're done with the paint, you can wash it off with the sink water, or I'd actually suggest using your outside hose so that the paint doesn't go into your water system and it can just go outside and wash off with everything else. Okay, so we got this part done here, and start doing a second coat on one side. See, on this side you got this little, probably can't see it, but there's this little greeny area. So if you want it to be the solid color, just put a second coat on there. Just brush it all different ways and it'll get into all the different grooves of what the wood has on it. Okay, do a little touch up on the other side here. Okay, so we have the whole entire roof part is done. So now we just have to let it dry. And so here is the top part, blue. And then I'll probably do this little knobby area up here, probably a different color later on. So, while that dries, I'm going to put one of these colors on the bottom, on this little bottom detail down here where the, looks like a grassy area. So I'm going to use a light green color. Okay, so we have this. Okay, we have a couple different brushes in case we want to use the different ones for different things. So, I'm gonna open up this greenish bluish color here and dip it in like that. And then on here, I'm just gonna go like so. There we have it. We have the first part done in that area. Okay, so now I'm going to use the burgundy color one again and do the fine details down here. And get all the little nooks and crannies. Fill it up with some pretty paint. Okay, so we're working on the bottom part here, and we have still working on this. Some of these edges are gonna bear a little bit, but I'll do some fine detail later. But the whole point of this is painting this whole area and this top area to make it look pretty. Okay, so we're gonna keep going around and doing this whole entire side. And then later on, after it dries, we'll do a second coat just to keep it nice and fresh and solid looking. Okay, so now that the second coat and first coat are both dry on here, we can add some decorations to the birdhouse. So I'm going to pick what colors I want to use. So I think I will use the light green here. I'm gonna use this little sponge, and I'm gonna dab around up here and make some little speckly looking things. So I'm gonna clean it off a little bit there, and then make my little speckles. Make little dots all the way around. Clean it off a little bit on there, and then go dab, 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 dab-a-dab-a-doo. So there we go. We got all our little dabs on that one. Let's go dab, 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 dab. Let's make it all cool and speckled. Okay, and then this back side, we'll do one more set. Do the same thing again. Just rub it on there. Okay, so you got all the dabs that you want on there. And then you look around and see if you want any more, something different. So I'm gonna add a couple more on here. On this side. Make it look a little more symmetrical with the other one. Just put some nice little dabs all over the place. You can use your wet stuff that's down there so you don't have to keep using it in that container. Nice little speckly roof. Speckle, speckle. All the way around, and not every speckle looks the same, and that's just fine. Okay, so now I'm gonna pick a different color, and I'm going to do some designs on the sides of the birdhouse here. Okay, so I'm gonna use the bigger side of this this piece, and stick that in there, and do the exact same thing, and I'm gonna do it on this side first, and do my little dabs. You can get creative, you can make flowers and do all sorts of different designs. So whatever your heart desires. Okay, so we got that side, and we'll do this side here. Just make it look awesome. Okay, so those two sides match. And then birds like to have multiple beautiful, pretty colors. So we're gonna do another dab. And I'm gonna use this little brush here. And then on this front side, I'm just gonna dab it in all different ways. All the way up to the top. Make sure you got your nice little dabs all over the place. So the front part looks like it could be like, kind of like a brick. If you did it like individually, like all straightforward or whatever. But that gives it design, so it makes it look really cool. So I'm gonna do the exact same thing on the back side. All different directions. Just make it look beautiful. Not every little dab needs to be the same. So you can have more paint or less paint on them. Paint over them. You can do whatever you want with it. Okay, so we have the final part of this project. We have it completely done. We have a nice roof part with the round, speckly, pretty stuff, and then we have the sides with the big circles, and then we have the front and the back with the rectangles. So it looks like that. So the very last thing that you want to do is paint the top part. So this part is the part that you'll be spinning around when you make your craft. So when you make it, you don't want to put the paint on there so that you can actually be touching this and moving it around. Otherwise, it might be a pain until it dries off. So otherwise, you can go like this, but it'd be awkward because it'd be moving all over the place. So to finish this off, I'm going to paint the top part here. And go back to the burgundy color. Just give it a little pizzazz. Get this all painted up, and then we'll be all done. You want to wait until this is completely dry before you put it wherever you're going to put it, in the house, or probably not outside since it's not really an outdoorish type craft. So just beware to wait until your paint is completely dry before you stash it anywhere. But This one looks like it can be used for any holiday as a decoration because you have the reddish color and the blue, so you could do like Memorial Day or 4th of July or whatever other holiday there is that also includes red, white, and blue. So here is the final product of this craft. And now you have seen how to make a birdhouse into a beautiful decoration. Thank you for watching. Hello, and thank you for watching today's video of how to make a birdhouse. It's pretty easy to make, and the longest that it takes is for drying, which takes about 15 minutes. Otherwise, the craft is fairly easy, and you can pick whatever colors you like, and just remember that birds like multiple beautiful, vivid, bright colors. So in that case, pick whatever colors you like and go for it. Just make a birdhouse. Make it beautiful. And check out the last video I made and see all the other crafts that I've done. And also check out our other channels, the Bracketeers vlog channel of our everyday vlogging, and check out the Bracketology channel, our funny skits that we're doing, and also check out our Sean Loss channel of our journey of losing weight. And please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and watch for future videos. Thank you.